بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيد الأولين والآخرين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمنا بنور الفهم وافتح علينا بمعرفة العلم وسهل أخلاقنا بالحلم واجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اجعل أعمالنا خالصة لوجهك ولا تجعل فيها حظا لغيرك يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Everyone is well, inshallah. So, Bismillah, I believe that you're currently busy with weak verbs. Mithal ajwaf naqis. I hear some of the gentlemen speaking about them over here. So, are you finding it challenging? Confusing? What's confusing? What are the words that you're using as examples? خاف يخاف خاف يخاف and قام يقوم قال يقول مال يميل ميلا مائل. Now, so inshallah, it's your fortune that you have maybe an extra week, inshallah, to keep looking over those. We won't do any week verb discussions today, just because I think Maulana has prepared some specific slides in that regard, and so I think he also would have liked you to have maybe the opportunity to go over it a little bit more. Some of these new things, because the sarf, a lot of the sarf after a certain extent it becomes repetitive. But I think this new area perhaps reminds you that sarf is actually a subject and it's not just parroting, and so the sarf gets much deeper than this. But I think this is a good new challenge for you. So we won't get into the sarf, and we won't mark the homework either. I believe there is homework, so we won't mark it. We'll just go into the reading, inshallah, and we'll try to read as much of this as we can. So I believe that you're starting with this Safinat Nuh. Safinat Nuh. Have you read anything in it yet? No. Okay. So بعد آدم. بعد آدم. So let me read through some of this and then we'll come back to translate it. It says بعد آدم, and I think I shared with you the last time. It might not. I don't know how possible it is for this now, but a good way for you to gain fluency in understanding. And people don't generally say that, fluency in understanding. But I think with learning a second language, that is something, that fluency in understanding. What do I mean by this? I mean that when you listen to the language, then you want to be able to understand what it is that you're hearing at first instance. Conversation can be unforgiving in that sense. in that somebody's not going to wait for you to analyze the words before you reply to them, right? And obviously the course is not set up to be an Arabic speaking course, but if we relate this to our Arabic and as far as the Quran goes, then it's certainly such that a person, when the Quran falls on their ears, they want to be able to understand it at first instance. For example, that you're standing in the prayer and the Imam is reading certain verses, you want those verses to speak to you at first instances, because oftentimes you won't read it again. So one of the things that will contribute to this is like vocabulary building. The more active vocabulary you have, the easier it is for you to learn the language or to listen to the language and understand it at the same time. Like if we read the first sentence, Barakallahu fi, I think everybody, like at first glance, without having to go to a dictionary, knows what that sort of means. So one of the ways that you can prepare all your lessons in this regard is to read over the text and find all the words that you don't know and you write them down. And I think this is an easy method for you because you have 7 days after you leave here. So maybe the first day you take, I don't know how much time that you're supposed to give to this. But if you have time, you read over the text, and every time you come across a word you don't know, then you jot it down. And then you find all those meanings. And then you memorize those words. And then you come back and you read the text without reading, finding the word, coming back, piecing it together, but getting all the vocabulary and approaching the text with words. It can be a more tedious process for some than others, depending on memory and things like that. But you could easily do that sentence by sentence. So let us read. بعد آدم بارك الله في ذرية آدم فكان فيها رجال كثير ونساء وانتشرت ذرية آدم وكثرت فلو رجع آدم ورأى أولاده لما عرف ولو قيل له هذه ذريتك يا آدم لتعجب كثيرا وقال سبحان الله هؤلاء كلهم أولادي هذه كلها ذريتي وكانت لذرية آدم قرى كثيرة وبنوا بيوتا كثيرة وكانوا يحرثون الأرض ويزرعون ويعيشون وكان الناس على دين أبيهم آدم يعبدون الله ولا يشركون به شيئا وكان الناس أمة واحدة أبوهم آدم وربهم الله. So I think that seems like a pretty easy start. So بعد آدم means after Adam. What حال is Adam? Char. MashaAllah. So you know about the غير منصرف? You know all the asbab of غير منصرف? No. The asbab, the reasons why a word becomes munsarif, غير munsarif. How many are there? 9. How many are there? Oh, you didn't do it. خير. We carry on. Yes. So there are nine reasons, and they are grouped together in different ways. But we'll leave that for now. بارك الله في ذرية آدم فكان فيها رجال كثير ونساء. A translation from the side. He said Allah put blessings, Barakallahu fi dhurriyati Adam, in the offspring of Adam. So in it was many men and women. Anyone translated dhurriya as any other translation for dhurriya? Progeny. He said offspring, that's also correct. Progeny is also correct. Anything else?
Descendants.
Afwan?
Descendants.
Descendants. Yes. Can work. خير. وانتشرت ذرية آدم وكثرت. وانتشرت ذرية آدم وكثرت. Meaning? One says the many offspring of Adam was spread out. Anyone else? The progeny of Adam spread out or scattered. Spread out is a better word. وكثرت and you can say كثرت and increased and became many. Multiplied is a different word. It also works in meaning for كثرت, but multiplied, the word for multiplied would have been ضاعفت or ضاعفت or تضاعف, right? You will still learn about مضاعف verbs. You know about the مضاعف verb? MashaAllah. So it's a double verb. It's a double verb, like ضر يضر. So it has a double letter. It's مضاعف. The original word is ضرر. So ضر يضر. So those verbs also have variations. خير. فلو رجع آدم ورأى أولاده.
And then Zuriya to Adam is the dua for Tashara.
Yes. The dua for so the question is intasharat and kathurat both verbs? The first answer is yes, they are both verbs. The second is an answer to the question and a follow-up question on the answer. Is Dhurriyatu Adam or he makes a statement, Dhurriyatu Adam is the fa'il, is the dua, which is also correct. So what is the dua of kathurat is the question. Can anyone answer? So the dua cannot be dhurriyatu. Why? Because the verb, yes, the fa'il must come after. So how would you correctly make an Arab of the sentence? It's the hiya, right? So indeed there's a hiya. ضمير متصل تقديره هي عائدة إلى ذرية آدم. It's the hidden pronoun that's in the verb here, and that here is referring back to what? To ذرية آدم. Excellent. فلو رجع آدم ورأى أولاده لما عرف. Someone from the online. فلو رجع آدم ورأى أولاده لما عرف. MashaAllah. I see many names here. Ismail Islami, Hasim, Hasinati, S21. Bismillah, tafaddalu.
I'll go, Molana.
Bismillah.
If Adam had to return and see his children, he would not know.
He would not know. He would not know. That's excellent. It's like there's a maf'ulun bihi that is mahdoof after arafa. As if to say, lama arafahum. Lama arafahum. فَلَوْ رَجَعَ Adam, she says correctly, if Adam returned, وَرَأَى, and he, Adam, saw, أَوْلَادَهُ, his children, lama, he would not have arafa, known. What's another translation for arafa? Recognize. Lama arafa, he would not have recognized, right? He would not have recognized that these are his children. So either you can say lama arafahum, or you can say lama arafa awladahu, right? I will advise you when preparing for this not to write the answers in your book. But there's no hard and fast. I don't make the rules here, but I can give you a very I think it's a very good advice that I'm giving you. Don't try not to write the answers in your book. Maybe you can translate it separately or that, because what happens is I feel maybe that some of you are perhaps you go over this. What happens is when you write the answers in between the lines and on the lines, and you write all the words in, then you don't give yourself a chance to recall. You don't give yourself a chance to recall the vocabulary. You don't give yourself a chance to know whether or not you knew these words because they were on the page or because they were there. And it becomes a crutch. And it can be a bit, I mean, I've told this to my students many times in the school, and I still see them writing like that. So actually take the time out separately to teach them how to write what we call hawashi, how to write marginal notes. So if you have all of this, you have all of the space. I'm going to do it with a cursor. You have all of the space around the page. You can draw borders around the page, and you put a reference number at the top or the bottom, and you put a reference number on the word, and you put it over there. So if you want to have the word on the page, at least have it in a place where it doesn't fall on your eye at the first instance, so that you can give yourself an opportunity, just like as a like a pedagogical thing, something that will help you to learn the language. And I think that we all want to improve in that regard. Let's continue. ولو قي
You understand the translation, but there is one word which is quite difficult, and you have to look that up. And if you look it up, and I think it helps you just write the meaning of that difficult word, but not the translation of the whole thing.
Yes. So to look up one of the words, and so the same, I would give you the exact same advice in this regard. That still, you can still have the word over there, but to put the word, if this word dhurriya is difficult, to put the translation right on top there, I think like just as a means of, as a student, it will not benefit you, right? To put it somewhere else where you have to make effort to go and find it will help you, because you are talib, a seeker, isn't it so? But still a valid point. ولو قيل له هذه ذريتك يا آدم لتعجب كثيرا. Let us translate that from the males, the live males, or the present males. Yes, Bismillah. Allah. I'm just thinking about how beautifully you translated that weak verb there. That's excellent. If it was said to him, this is your offspring, O Adam, he would have been very surprised, right? He would have been very surprised. That is spot on. Anyone translated it vastly different? No? Same. Even if. So over here, law means, it literally means if. You can say walau and if, or you can also say were. Walau qila, were it said to him, were it to be said to him. So you can say if it was said to him, right? But even over here, I don't see any word that said. Let's continue. وقال سبحان الله هؤلاء كلهم أولادي هذه كلها ذريتي. Translate from the side. Anyone?
My children. He's just full of my
Excellent. So she says that Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Did you translate it as? Glory be to Allah, glorify Allah, praise be to Allah. Alright? Okay, we won't get into the nahwa of that. هؤلاء, these, كلهم, all of them, أولادي, are my children. So he's making a statement, but he actually means a question. Right? So he translated as, are all of these my children? Are all of these my children? هذه كلها ذريتي. Are all of them, are all of these my offspring? Right? وكانت لذرية آدم قرى كثيرة وبنوا بيوتا كثيرة. Translate from online. Someone different? MashaAllah. Hasim, Hasina. MashaAllah. Khair. Someone from the miles away? Yes.
And for the offspring of Adam was many villages.
And for the offspring of Adam was many villages. So that's correct. And for the offspring of Adam was many villages. Did anyone translate it somewhat differently? The offspring of Adam had many villages. That's also correct translation. Whenever you have this word kana used with li, then it means like to have. No. So wakana lahu means and he had. So wakanat li means like wakanat li dhurriyati, and wakanat li dhurriyati Adam. Adam's progeny had quran kathiratun, many villages. Right? Anyone translated qura in any different way? Many settlements. Okay, that works as well. Anything else? Towns. Towns works as well. Towns. Right? Over here, I think they mean villages, but towns works very well. Why? Because intashara, they spread out. Right? So it could very well be many towns, many villages, right? Many settlements is also correct. وَبَنَوْا بُيُوتًا كَثِيرَةً. Translate same person. Banaw. Weak verbs. I think this is the naqis verb. This is the naqis verb, right? What is the root letters of this verb? It comes from the word bana. Bana yabni. Bana, banaya, banaw. You can look for the word. I think the root letters will be the ba, the noon, and waw. Bana. Bina. What's a bina? You know what a bina is? What a bina? A bina is a building. So it comes, the word is a building, but this is the verb, bana. Anyone has it? Banaya. To build. To build. So banau means they built. They built. Excellent. Okay. So that's the naqis verb. Inshallah, we'll come to it. Bana, banaya, banau. All right. They built buyutan kathiratan, many houses. وكانوا يحرثون الأرض ويزرعون ويعيشون. Someone from the side translate. And they cultivated the earth, and they planted. Capitalized. Someone else? Kept alive. Oh. Well, this is a ajwa verb. Isn't it so? Asha ya'ishu. Asha ya'ishu means what? To live. And they lived. They kept alive is good also. Still makes sense. And it's still in the meaning of the word. But they lived. So it says, وَكَانُوا and they يَحْرُثُونَ الْأَرْض. They plowed the land. Why? Used to, yes. They used to. That works. What do you call that? Continuous past tense. Ah, mashallah. English experts. وَكَانُوا. But they say that, and I'm sure you've heard it many times. When you learn a second language, your first language improves. وَكَانُوا يَحْرُثُونَ الْأَرْض. And they used to plow the land. Harth, right? You came across this word harth before, isn't it so? Comes in many places. وَيَزْرَعُونَ and they used to plant. They used to plant. You know the difference between plowing and planting? Excellent. وَيَعِيشُونَ and they lived, right? They lived. You can say, if you wanted to be like fancy, you could say they like subsisted.
Doesn't mean live in luxury.
Asha ya'ishu. Does it have the meaning of luxury?
Live in luxury.
To thrive. Subhanallah. I think it could very well mean that. I'm not sure if that. I almost agree that Asha ya'ishu as that. Like it's not just Haya, Yahya, not just like general life, but good life. I think it's a good one.
Because the word Aish means in luxury.
Subhanallah. So, yeah, Aisha ya'ishu. That's why they say Innal Aish Aish al-Akhirah. Like true living is the living of the year after, because the luxury is there, right? So in that case, if this is such, you can translate it as what was it? Prosper. Lived prosperously. Right? Lived prosperously. Oh, very good. Excellent. وكان الناس على دين أبيهم آدم يعبدون الله ولا يشركون به شيئا. Someone from the online, if you're available. If not,
I'll go, Mulana.
Oh, mashallah, same person. Bismillah, tfaddali.
وَكَانَ النَّاسُ and the people were عَلَى دِينِ أَبِيهِمْ آدَمَ on the deen of their father Adam.
You translated deen as deen.
Religion.
You translated deen as religion.
Okay, I said deen.
Religion is fine. Some of the scholars local and abroad, they don't like the word religion anymore. So they say a way of life, but religion is correct here. Continue.
يَعْبُدُونَ اللَّهَ They worshipped Allah وَلَا يُشْرِكُونَ بِهِ شَيْئًا and they didn't subscribe anything to him.
And they didn't subscribe anything to him.
Sorry, yeah.
Any part.
Ascribe, sorry. No.
Ascribe. Excellent. Shukran so much. So you can also translate ya'buduna. You can also translate ya'buduna as what is this? So you can translate an-nasu wa kana an-nasu ala dini abihim. And the people were upon the religion of their father Adam. What hal is the word Adam in the sentence there? Nasbun? Jar? Okay, some say nas, some say jar. اختلف العلماء. So what's those who say nasb, why? And those who say jar, why? Nasb, let's hear the nasb first.
For his father Adam.
Allah. The answer is correct. The reason is correct. But the hal is wrong. Okay. Those who said jar, why did you say jar? Mudaf mudafun ilay? No. It's badal. Right? It's badal. And what's the mubdal minhu? Abihim. Abihim. Right? So dini abihim is mudaf ilay. And then Adam is the badal, or is the badal, right? And the mubdal minhu is abihim. And so therefore it's in halatu jar. Why? Because abi is the mudafun ilay of deen. Right? So the correct, the grammar that you put forth is correct. It is indeed badal. However, it is in halatul jar and it's غير munsarif. And it's غير munsarif. Excellent. And the people were upon the religion of their forefather or their father Adam, يعبدون Allah, worshipping Allah. You can translate it like that, worshipping Allah. Right? وَلَا يُشْرِكُونَ بِهِ شَيْئًا, and not associating with him any partners. Right? Sometimes you can leave out the they because it becomes verbose in English. However, the translation is correct nonetheless. وَكَانُوا النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً أَبُوهُمْ آدَمُ وَرَبُّهُمُ اللَّهُ. We'll translate this fast.
Was one nation. Their father Adam.
Start again, Afwan.
Mankind was one nation.
Mankind was one nation.
The structure, I don't know how to translate it, but a comma. Their father Adam and
We will use the semicolon, isn't it so? The father Adam, or anyone else on that sentence? The father was Adam. وَرَبُّهُمُ and the Lord Allah. Any other translations? You can translate it like this. وَكَانَ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. And man was a single nation. Abuhum Adam, the father being Adam, وَرَبُّهُمُ اللَّهُ, and the Lord Allah. I think all depends. You can, but sometimes to translate every word makes the sentence feel a bit tedious. Hasadu shaitan. Did you do this page as well? Someone said no, someone said yes. Yes, yes. The ladies always do their homework. And the males also do their homework. MashaAllah. Equality. Hasadu shaitan. Let us read through the entire page quickly. How are we doing for time? Time is good. Oh, we still, mashallah, that sort of period really helped us. حسد الشيطان. ولكن كيف يرضى إبليس وذريته بهذا؟ ألا يزال الناس يعبدون الله؟ ألا يزال الناس أمة واحدة لا يختلفون؟ إن ذلك لا يكون. إن ذلك لا يكون. هل يدخل ذرية آدم الجنة ويدخل إبليس وذريته النار؟ إن ذلك لا يكون. إن ذلك لا يكون. إنه لم يسجد لآدم فطرده الله ولعنه. ألا ينتقم من بني آدم فيدخل معه النار؟ لا بد أن يكون كذلك. لا بد أن يكون كذلك. What are they saying to us over here? حسد الشيطان. Who can translate the reading for us? The jealousy of shaitan, or the envy of shaitan. Anything else? Envy, jealousy, all. Okay. First sentence. MashaAllah, welcome. First sentence. ولكن كيف يرضى إبليس وذريته بهذا? How do we translate that? However, or, but, how? Okay, one person. How? Translate the sentence.
How was Iblis satisfied? What was the
How was Iblis satisfied with his offspring? Anyone disagree? Yes? How is Iblis and his offspring pleased with this? Someone else? Anyone translated the verb differently? How can translate the sentence completely? How can Iblis and his offspring be pleased with this? Right? How can Iblis and his offspring be pleased with this? Right? So the word can is like implied in kaifa. Okay. ألا يزال الناس يعبدون الله. ألا يزال الناس يعبدون الله. How do you translate this?
Continue worshiping Allah.
Other people continue worshipping Allah? Someone else? Why are the people? Where did you get why from? Excuse the term. Where did you get why from? Easy question, but where did you get why from? Anyone else? La yazalu means to continue. Okay, that's correct. So how do you translate it? Ala yazalu nasu ya'budun Allah. Did the people continue worshipping Allah? Are they to continue worshipping Allah? Anyone else? Last it.
Will the people continue?
May Allah open up. That's correct. That's what? Will the people continue worshipping Allah? أَلَا يَزَالُ النَّاسُ يَعْبُدُونَ اللَّهَ. Will the people not stop worshipping Allah? Meaning what? Will the people continue to worship Allah? So let us read the sentence. ولكن كيف يرضى إبليس وذريته بهذا? But how can Iblis and his progeny be happy with this, be pleased with this? ألا يزال الناس يعبدون الله? Will the people continue to worship Allah? Right? So that's like their minds. Can they be happy that the people continue? Let's continue. ألا يزال الناس أمة واحدة لا يختلفون. How do you translate this one? How do you translate this one? Yes? And not differ. Right? He says, will the people continue to be one nation and not differ? I find this a lot with the younger ones as well, that they always add the and. And I ask, where does the wah come from? And not. So you put a comma there and you say, not differing, as a convention of translating and of language. So you say what? Will the people continue to be or remain as one nation, not differing? You see that? Not differing. So sometimes the wow, not there, you can actually not translate the wow. But you also have to not translate the they. So sometimes you can take the liberty. You can also say without differing, all of that is correct. So what is the translation? ألا يزال الناس, will the people continue ummatan wahidatan, to be one nation, you can say, or you can say as one nation. لا يختلفون, not differing. You can also say them not differing. You can also say they not differing. Right? إن ذلك لا يكون. How do you translate that? Indeed that? Indeed that cannot be. Indeed that cannot be. ذلك. What's ذلك? That. Indeed that cannot be. إن ذلك لا يكون. Let's continue. هل يدخل ذرية آدم الجنة? Yes. Excuse me? You can say will not be, but in the context, like the context supports cannot be. But will not be is also it also works, and the context also supports it. As if to say Iblis and his Dhurriya are saying what? That if we can help it, that will not be. No, say that. Will the people continue? Will the people continue as a single nation, not differing? That will not be. Not if we can help it, right? هل يدخل ذرية آدم الجنة؟ هل يدخل ذرية آدم الجنة? Let's translate this part first. Yes. Again. Does the offspring of Adam enter paradise? Yes, yes. Will the offspring of Adam enter paradise? ويدخل إبليس وذريته النار and Iblis and his offspring into the fire. You can also translate that wow as haliya, whilst it's like just juxtaposing the two conditions. هل يدخل ذرية آدم الجنة? Will the progeny of Adam into paradise? ويدخل إبليس وذريته النار, whilst Iblis and his progeny into hellfire? إن ذلك لا يكون. إن ذلك لا يكون. What does he say? Indeed that cannot be. Indeed that cannot be. Or indeed that will never be. Indeed that will never be. إنه لم يسجد لآدم. إنه لم يسجد لآدم. Let's translate this part first. Indeed, he did not prostrate to Adam. Who's he over here? Iblis. فطرده الله ولعنه. فطرده الله ولعنه. And Allah, why Allah expelled him, Allah banished him, Allah not rejected. ولعنه and cursed him. Right? So tard means to throw something out of something. That's like tard, to throw something out of something. Right? So to banish, to what's the other one? What's the other words you said? Expel, to expel, all of that, right? ألا ينتقم من بني آدم فيدخل معه النار. ألا ينتقم من بني آدم فيدخل معه النار. How do you translate this? Let's start with ألا ينتقم من بني آدم. Would he not take revenge from the children of Adam? Excellent. فيدخل معه النار. So that you have the fa'u ta'qib. Excellent. So that they enter with him the fire. Right? That's good. Excellent. Says, ألا ينتقم من بني آدم? Will he not take revenge from the children of Adam? Such that يدخل معه النار, they enter the hellfire with him, or they enter the fire with him. Right? You can translate fire as also such that. It's like the fire of consequence. You call it fa'u ta'qib. لا بد أن يكون كذلك. لا بد أن يكون كذلك. What does that mean? لا بد. Anyone found it? لا بد is an expression. Inevitably too figurative. Correct, but too figurative for this instance. Did you find that in the dictionary? Oh, mashallah. Inevitably. That's inevitably is a correct translation of la budda, but not over here. Definitely yes. So how would you translate it? La budda an yakuna kadhalika. لابد أن يكون كذلك. You translate the word labud. What does Buddha mean? Amrun minhu buddun. Buddha means escape. Buddha means escape. Buddha means like you can do without it. So la Buddha means you cannot do without it. So la Buddha means must. La Buddha means must. M-U-S-T. M-U-S-T. Must. When you use the word la Buddha together. When you say la Buddha, you say هل نخرج اليوم؟ هل نخرج اليوم؟ Are we going out today? لابد. We must. Right? So you say لابد أن يكون كذلك. What does it mean? It must be like that. It must be like that. It must be such. It must be that way. كذلك. It must be like that. لابد أن يكون كذلك. It must be like that. Right? فكرة الشيطان. You read this? Okay. So inshallah for next week you read فكرة الشيطان and حيلة الشيطان. فكرة الشيطان and حيلة الشيطان. خير. Okay. In that case we can read a little bit more tafsir. Inshallah al-Fattah. Oh, okay. I see. I confused the period. خير. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Where's Quran over here? We're still busy with Surah Muzammil. Still busy with Surah Muzammil. Right?